Welcome back to the Command Line Kingdom. So, last video was of a Smith Corona personal word processor, kind of a early laptop. So, figured I'd break out my Tandy 1100FD. I got this on a trip back from the beach. I always go and look for retro hardware anywhere I go. Just take a look on Facebook yard sale site, see who's got what. And this gentleman had something on the way back home, down Interstate 66 in Virginia. So met up with him, had a good conversation. He actually used this machine to keep notes in his HOA meetings. He made some modifications to it. He told me about those. The gentleman also had a set of floppy disks that he gave me. So this contains driver files, data information about the PC, and that's actually a game that we're going to start. So, this is a Monochrome laptop. I'll show you the modification he made, which is here inside the power box where the battery would normally go. Obviously, the battery in this PC died a long time ago. So he had replaced the battery pack with this custom one, this Eneloop. Let me zoom in a bit. This Eneloop setup he got. I don't know if I trust it fully, but it does charge. The PC will run without a power adapter, and it does charge these cells up, so I guess we'll see. So I will put the cap back on. Frame. Open this thing up. Zoom back out a bit. So let's turn it on. It's got a charging light right now. So fire this up. Okay. I will zoom into the screen for you. Adjust the camera. There we go. So this is a standard 1100FD, but the screen's really clear. You can push this up, but I feel like it's a little muddy unless you bring it down just a hair. Kind of gets rid of some of the jitter. Makes the text nice and dark. So there is a floppy disk. Nothing on it right now. Nope, nothing in there, so we'll fail that out. Oops. C drive. Try that again. C drive. There we go. So this has DeskMate on ROM. So we will run DeskMate. Try that again. DeskMate. There we go. So no hard drive in this PC. I'm thankful it's got DOS in ROM. That's great versus having boot floppies in here all the time. That'll drive you crazy. Switching between them, not exactly great. So this all is, standard features. You can type some text, you can run programs. There's a PC Link application. I haven't messed with any of this. It does still keep time, so the calendar is correct. The gentleman also replaced the battery, so good to go. So let me exit this. And then I will grab those floppies and we will put in a game. So this is just labeled Indie. I actually thought it might have been Indiana Jones, but I have tons of floppies that were in various things that I've purchased, and they just have random stuff on them. Sometimes there's 2 discs and I don't have the second disc. Whatever, I was just going to write some new games to it, but this one was in there, figured I'd try it out, and it actually runs, and it takes a while to load, but I will let it boot so you can see how long it actually takes. But I actually was pretty impressed by how it looked. So let me see if I can zoom in a little better for this. Try and get just the screen. Oops. Try and get just the screen. not the best stand in the world. I think that's pretty good. Although we keep moving. All right, that's probably pretty good. So switch to A drive, BIR. It's actually reading. There we go, Indy. So let me try one more time to adjust this, just so you'll be able to see everything. I don't think we can get much better than that. All right. Indy. There's a very faint song. I don't see a volume adapter or knob on this, so it's just PC speaker. It's kind of a little piezo beeper when it does start. Here we go. Probably hear the floppy drive over this. So I'm going to turn the brightness back down. Looks a little better that way. There we go. This thing, man, just droops every time. Just enough. Okay. Leave it there. So the song itself, you can hear hopefully it beeping along if this if the floppy drive isn't too loud. So it sounds like it's repeating, and maybe it does, but to me it sounds like it's playing different songs. So it gets the end of one song, picks up another song. They're very similar. You know, maybe they're just in a certain play order, but there's like little tone differences, little note differences I've noticed. And then you'll definitely hear it before this game loads. It goes through everything, and it almost sounds like it cuts off, and then the song like gets these like longer beats, and then it'll load. Booting off floppy. We're close. There we go. So, it's not earth shattering, but I was impressed that it ran this game at all. I was not expecting it to be kind of a pseudo 3D racer. So I'm pretty impressed that it's keeping up with it, and you can almost make out the cars. Like once it gets here in a second, it has a pretty good view against the gray. You can kind of tell what the cars are, and there's a lot of smearing because of the screen. There we go. That looks pretty damn good, actually. There we go. So I will hit escape. It's actually switching between the cameras there. Crash camera, TV camera, in-car camera. But if I try and get into this game, I don't know. What do you guys want to guess? 1923? You know what? Let's go with 1940. Nope. You get a couple chances. 1940. Oop, not 2940. Oh. No. 1934? Oh, and we're back to the A prompt. So, obviously, it's got some DRM. You need the manual. you know, this was just a floppy disk that was in one of the cases. So, zoom back out here. Yeah. So, what else can I tell you about this thing? The key switches are really nice, actually. I like typing on it. So, my hand placement's bad. It's hard to look past the camera here. So, that mini shift is a problem. So, yeah, I could see myself actually using this. It's pretty snappy on the typing, and the text is nice and clear and readable. It would be interesting to see exactly how much runtime I get with those new batteries he installed. Right, they got to be better than what was originally in here in the NiCad packs. I have some Samsung 18650s, and if I do the math right, I think it's 1.5 volts per cell in there right now. Which means there's only 5, so you know that should be what, 7 some odd volts, right? 6, yeah, 7.5 volts. So it doesn't need the full 9. It's running off 7.5. So that really is just 2 18650 lithium-ion cells. That would kind of take up more of the space inside there. I'd have to just confirm if the charging circuit would work or if just straight voltage is okay for charging. I've used those in various applications where I actually just take them out and charge them separately and then put a battery holder in there for the 18650 so that I can just add them in like, you know, like they were AA's, but for larger applications like this. So that's probably the mod I will do is get a battery box, put it in there, and then just put in 2 18650s. And then anytime I want to change batteries, I'd literally just go grab batteries and change them and put them in a separate 18650 lithium-ion charger. So, but super stoked to have this. I will probably go download Craws, and you know, I suppose some of those even graphical text adventures would work on here. I didn't think they would, but you know, that IndyCar game looks pretty good. It's 4-color, you know, monochrome, but maybe that would be the best thing for this, is just some of those low power text adventures, light graphics. You know, I wouldn't run Wolfenstein or anything like that on here. Maybe 3D Monster Maze would be cool, right? Like, it's that monochrome look. So, I'll close this laptop. Let's turn it around for you. Disconnect the power. And there is one expansion here. I've opened this up. Looks like there's a small connector inside there, and then you've got parallel. I believe this is serial. Yes, it says serial. Okay, I wasn't actually sure if that was serial or a CGA or EGA out or something along those lines, but I didn't figure it would be with a laptop like this. So probably do some retro brighting. Overall, it's very clean though. So I tend not to monkey with them. Like, they have a history, so why do you want to wipe away all the history? And then there's the laptop FCC ID and all that on the bottom. Tandy 1100FD, 9.5 volts, 2.1 amps. Let's see if I can zoom in a little over that. There we go. That looks like crap. Oh my gosh. The focus is not focusing. There we go. Yeah. So that is my my quick talk on this Tandy. I've got a lot of PCs. I've been wanting to put together a YouTube channel for a while. I just need to get some content out there. I'm not editing these videos right now. I'm just kind of stream of consciousness. There's no rehearsing. I kind of just do a take and go over as many of the points of something I can think about at the moment, and it'll improve with time. I'm trying to get into some editing. Just not my favorite thing to do. I have a kid on the way, so we got a whole lot of other things going on that don't really leave a whole lot of time for editing. But I still feel like I want to, share these things. If you've had one of these, if you know of some cool application to do with this, like BBS, that serial port's really intriguing. I know there's a lot of Wi-Fi serial options and things that exist now. Kind of would like to get, this online and looking at BBSs and, maybe, oh, I never even thought about that. But yeah, playing some of those text BBS, multiplayer games would be so fun on this. Yeah, I'll have to look into it because that's definitely a bit of motivation. And I like toying with, new gadgets. So, what else? Yeah, besides this PC, I'm sitting besides me is like 5 laptops. I recently got a few point of sale terminals from an old business. Let me see if I can grab one here. This guy. It's a Micros touchscreen terminal. I've cleaned this one up. Inside it is a socket A embedded processor with Windows CE and sound card and everything. So I kind of want to mess with that too. And with the touchscreen application on it, there's a few different things you can do. But I was actually thinking some of those old casino games would be a great thing to put on there. So it's kind of boring to just click with your PC. And if you could actually touch the screen and get the reels to go and all that stuff, that'd be a cool application to have on there. Or those bar top games, the Max Touch, whatever. I'm sure there's an emulation available for it. I just don't know if it's high powered enough to run it. But either way, worth a shot. And but I have technology like that. I've got probably 30 or 40 old computers, probably 50 laptops. I love to find out all the information I can, pick them apart, understand how they work, what their specifications are, get all the information and documentation I can, and then same thing. If I have trouble finding something online about it, or I have to dig far enough, I take all that information and I put it out on archive.org. I save all of the recovery images I can. I've had probably 5 or 6 PCs that have come in, and there's been no recovery discs online for them, which still blows me away. Like I don't know how many Sony Vios I've had come through my hands, but almost none of them have hard drives, or the old install's been corrupted. And then there's no restore discs. So unless you're going to pay one of those weird restore disc companies, which is probably just going to send you an XP disc with some drivers on it, that's not great. So I like providing that stuff to the community so that next time somebody buys one, it's right there, so they can take advantage of it. So if you've had one of these machines, like I said, and you've found something cool to do with it, let me know. This is probably the only one I have right now. I have that Smith Corona. I've got this. I might have another one. Probably doesn't work. I think it's a Toshiba Tectra. I don't even know if it's monochrome. I think the power supply or something is goobered up in it. You plug it in and it pops and doesn't work. So that'll be one I actually have to do a repair video on. And I don't know if I'm going to get into those until I get a little more acclimated into the whole content creation process. And those take hours. This is just chatting for something about 15 or 20 minutes and doing a quick game demo. That's not too bad. I definitely have to edit the repair videos more than likely. They're not just going to be like, oh, look, it's a lot of just unscrewing stuff. And that, people might want to see that, but in a lot of cases, it's not great or enthralling content for the majority of people. But we'll see. I'll probably end up putting most of this footage online in one way or another. Especially disassembly videos for old laptops. If it can help somebody get through it, all the better. There's quite a few on YouTube, but I have run across some hardware where nobody's taking it apart. Nobody has disassembled it, so I kind of have to fuddle through it, and it sucks because you break a clip or you do some irreparable damage, and well, now but you're hoping somebody else doesn't suffer the same fate and damage their hardware. So I'd rather I learn the lesson so that somebody else working on it doesn't have that frustration. So beyond that, I'm active in the retro computing community over on Reddit. Always try to help folks. Also, just looking at all the awesome stuff that's posted there. Always interested in anything retro related. So appreciate you guys hanging out and listening to the rest of this video. Have a good one. Bye.